Lads, come on, are you dumb? Are you dumb, bruv? Chelsea won, Newcastle won 5-3 on penalties. More than you can believe, guys. And it makes perfect sense. Football is a humbler crumbler because Bruno Guimaraes, that bastard, yeah, dirty little bastard, making his nasty kicks and crippling, crumbling fouls. This guy, I understand now why Arsenal fans didn't like him. The way he went on Maatsen. Okay, you want to play with us, yeah? Cool. Hold that. Your penalty saved. Petrovic, New England, in England, bruv. Hold that, you donkeys. What a save that was. Reflexes, outstretched and just took over. 6'4", standing tall, 10 toes. Stick this brother in goal, man. I'm ready for the next game for this guy. He didn't have much work to do in the game. Newcastle had one shot on target. We deserve to go through. Let me get that out the way early doors. We deserve to go through. I was saying it at halftime. Even though he was a goal behind, we were the team that were playing on the front foot. I thought our build-up today was much better at playing out from the back, trying to stitch up those passes to play through the press before Newcastle scored. Obviously, after they did, which was down to our own mistake and nobody else's. You know, you take a look at the situation. Colwell passing it to Caicedo, and that connection just was off, right? In that moment. There's a transition, 3v1. I'm expecting us to deal with that. I'm expecting us to handle that. But we didn't. We fumbled the bag. I think Thiago Silva and Colwell can take maybe 10% each. Silva could have maybe put a foot in, being stronger, but Badiashil's got the big 80% because he just tries to take the ball to the side and ends up kicking it onto his own foot. But we knew this was going to be a tough game. Newcastle was always going to be a fight. They don't roll over. They don't get battered very often. They are a proper shithousery, force to be reckoned with, physical, intense team. We knew that. And especially when we saw those four centre-backs lining along the back four, lining on alongside each other, we knew we wasn't going to get any overlapping fullbacks. We knew we wasn't going to get much width, much support for our wingers. So we knew that their games were going to be compromised as because those situations were going to arise where they were double teamed. Let's be honest, double teamed, Sterling, triple teamed. We knew what was going to happen. And especially when you give Newcastle a lead, they will low block it, they will sit back, they will soak up the pressure, they'll try and hit you on the break. And that is the day that you have ahead of you. That is the task. You know what you've done, you know the position you put yourself in. But we played football today. The build-up play was smooth. The passing was crisp. Gallagher was brilliant. I'm going to say it right now, early doors, brilliant performance. Brilliant penalty. He was a machine. He was a machine. He was press resistant. He was wriggling away from challenges, from pressure, from press. And he was using the ball wisely. He was just perfect. I must say he was perfect today. He hit the bar, he could have scored, and we could have scored in the first half. We should have been level. I went in at halftime thinking we don't deserve to be behind. We've come close with Sterling. We've hit the bar with Gallagher. You know, we've come close. I think Broja was offside, obviously, when he came on for Enzo. Little clip over the keeper. So we're knocking on the door. We're creating opportunities. I don't know why we're taking corners short when we've got four centre-backs in the box. That's a conversation for another day. It doesn't make sense to me. If you've got four centre-backs in the box, the bare minimum you should be doing is putting that ball in immediately, emphatically, bombastically. But the one concern I did have from that first half, outside of Caicedo rushing in with a wild challenge and getting himself booked early doors, fixture tackling technique, on the ball, brilliant. Enzo in the 10. And it's a conversation to be had even after the win and the fact that we've gone through, which is brilliant. We'll talk more on it. But Enzo in the 10 before he was taken off, not hooked actually, because I think he was ill in the end. He went straight down the tunnel. Jesus Perez, Pochettino's assistant, went alongside him. So there's definitely some sort of injury or illness or something. I think he was crying after the game as well. I have no idea what's going on. But he didn't look good. In that 10, it doesn't look good. And I know Pochettino might want a bit more combative pace, power, strength in that midfield. The days of Wanyama, Moussa Dembele, now Caicedo obviously has the legs. Gallagher's got some P&P. Maybe that's what he wants in his pivot. I can't knock it. I've seen it before. I understand the logic. But it doesn't help the fact that we've spent a lot of money on Enzo Fernandez. He has to play in that pivot because he can't play as a 10. Him waiting in between the lines to receive the ball, it looks odd. When Nkunku starts to get in his groove and play more regularly, he's going to play in that 10 as a second striker. We could get two up front there that could help us get goals, that could occupy centre-backs if we get a new striker on top of that, which we probably will need to because, again, these Jacksons and Brojas, they're clearly not they're not refined. We need some sort of guarantee. I am worried about Enzo under Pochettino. I'm not worried about Enzo as a player. I'm not worried about Enzo's ability, but I am worried about Enzo under Pochettino because I don't understand where he's going to play. I don't want him in the 10. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look like he's going to play in the pivot too much because Gallagher's now putting in performances, and when he's press resistant, then bang, we got a problem now. Because if you're press resistant and you're doing the tackling, some of the tackles he made today were insane. I've questioned Gallagher's tackling technique at times this season, picking up too many bookings. He led the league in bookings. He was picking up silly fouls. He was not timing his tackles. Same with Caicedo. Today, some serious slide tackles. He set up an attack through a tackle. So yeah, if that's gonna work and run, then really worry for Enzo long term under Pochettino. But at the moment, main thing is that we won. Main thing is that I'm buzzing that we won and we deserved it. Rival fans, even in the watch along, were saying it. Liverpool fans, Manchester United fans, they said, listen, Newcastle are playing some anti-football. They're kicking and pushing and shoving. They've low blocked the crap out. And I don't mind a low block. I'm not one of these fans to say, oh, you shouldn't low block it. Listen, we struggle against low blocks. You're away from home. You've scored. Low block. Low block all you want. But I do love it when a team that deserves, in terms of the way they've played, just in general, they've played the better football. I do like when they get their reward, and we did. It took a long time. I gave up, I'm not gonna lie. 5 minutes to go, that cross that came in was over hit. I thought, yep, long day. Trippier just randomly makes a mistake, cancels out R1, and Mudryk is there to finish. Now on Pochettino, I didn't have a problem with the first half. I do want to see Maatsen at left back. I've given up the goose chase. I knew it wasn't going to happen today. Gusto, I'm not angry he didn't start because I don't know how many minutes he can play because he's just come back from injury. We don't want him to get injured again. We know James is out. However, the substitution, right, to bring on Gusto and play him as a left back, as an invert, I was like, what is going on? You have a left-footed left back on the bench. Now, Gusto, to his credit, played well. Actually, he made an impact. He was creating opportunities. He was going past players. He actually looked really fluid on that side. But we're needing a goal. We're chasing a goal. And you're not bringing on Maatsen and bringing on the two. Disasi at right back is the most pointless adventure Dora has ever taken with Boots. It's pointless, brother. There is no end goal. There is no goal at the end of the rainbow. There is nothing to get from Disasi at right back. He is in space. There is times where we are doing our combinations, creating our overload, switching play out, and then he gets the ball and he's not going to be able to cross it. He gets the ball, he's not going to be able to take a shot or take on his man. It's a very pointless venture to have Disasi at right back when you need a goal. If you're low blocking it and defending a lead, I ain't got no problem with it because there's no space for him to get cooked in behind and whatnot. But when you're going forward, chasing the game, I'm expecting that change to get made earlier than the 80th minute. And we're lucky that we got away with it, but the balance of the team and the way that the team were playing, it made sense with Palmer cutting in, Nkuku cutting in, Sterling cutting in, and he comes off for Mudryk cutting in. It makes sense to get two fullbacks on each side and let them overlap and stretch out the pitch and bring width and allow them to create balance. Now, I don't understand what this obsession is with going against that grain, because at Tottenham, Danny Rose and Walker, this brother was using fullbacks like they were Usain Bolts. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know who hurt you. I don't know if Maatsen swore at you or he offended you. He didn't like your lemons. I don't know what's happened, brother. But please, well, Maatsen's going to be sold anyway. But please just stop this insanity. You're fucking up the wingers and the fullbacks are not fullbacking. It's just not making sense. We got away with it today. Outside of that, I didn't have no complaints. We only have what we have. We have all the attackers out there. We have the two strikers there. Listen, we know at this point we need a gunman. We need an experienced striker. They're fighting amongst themselves. Let's see who wins that fight. But yeah, Jackson at times dropping in deep, dribbling past players, looking good. But again, like I said, that elite level striker is needed. The market isn't great. We'll see what we get. Now, the penalties. Oh my God, let me finish on the penalties. The penalties were picture perfect. Unbelievable technique for every single penalty. Gallagher's penalty, top corner, ruthless. Nkuku's penalty, top corner, ruthless. Mudryk's penalty, bottom corner, perfect. Everybody's penalty, right? My head's gone. I don't know who else took. Everybody's penalty today, perfect. 5 out of 5. A miss. Trippier, brother, what is your Monza? What is your HSBC? What is your Lloyds Bank? What is your Barclays bank account details? Bro, account number, sort code, everything. Run me the details. We will pay you for your services. Today, you have done a beautiful. You have done a beautiful. Guimaraes, hold that. Like I said at the start, hold that, you donkey. You deserve to have that moment happen to you for fucking around at the end of the game. Petrovic, perfect, bro. No mistakes, first 2 games, no work, but penalties, there was something to be done, and he done just that. And he almost saved the first one. So I'm buzzing. I think the team needed that. I said it in the preview, the club needed that. The manager needed that, even though there's still things to work on. Everybody needed that. We need to go to the final. I don't know who we're going to draw in the semis. Right now, I don't really care. I'm just happy to be through. I'm grateful. A club like mine, who have come from 2 potential administrations in 20 years, just trying to be a plucky team, trying to be ourselves, just up against this massive, giant oil institution in Newcastle United. It's not a fair playing field. It's not easy, but we're trying our best. And we're into the semi-finals of a major competition. Last 4. I'm proud. I'm thankful for this daily bread, for these grains of rice under the door frame. Thank you so much for feeding me this evening. I will eat good for weeks. I will eat good until the semi-final date. Premier League is none of my concern any longer. Thank you so much. Make sure you smash up the likes, subscribe if you're new, big up your damn selves in a bit, people. Peace.